Well, hello team. A very warm welcome to the special YouTube webinar once again. I'm very happy to see you once again in a complete week. Dear family, how are you doing? And how is everything been for you with respect to trading? I haven't seen you in a complete week. So tell me, how is everything been for you? Let me know, team, which trading strategy are you using as of now? I would really want to hear about that part. Okay, so we have a couple of guests for us. Mr. Priyesh, hello. Hi, sir. Mr. Wasim, hello. So I'll be reading your comments parallelly, and I'll trying to know how was your weekend. So guys, tell me in the last week, which was most profitable asset for you when we talk about like FTT trading or Forex trading, and which trading strategy were you been using in a complete week? And in terms of profitability, what is your accuracy rate on that? Okay, so I'll be reading your comments as well. We have few of our guests, our friends, Mr. Priyesh. Okay, I read your comment. I'm very sorry for your loss, Mr. Priyesh. Let me know which trading strategy were you using, and what was the time duration that you have selected during the time, because in last week, specifically if we talk about for this week, the market was full of all uncertainties. We had few good moments in the financial market. At the same time, the market was quite volatile, and you probably have heard about some of the news which has been happening recently. We'll be talking about them in detailed manner. I also wanted to know what a specific time frame, guys, are you trying to take your trades, and what do you prefer? Is it like fixed time trade that you prefer more, or like you are more reliant on the forex mode? Okay, Girish ji, hi, good evening, sir. Good evening. Ram Krishnan ji, okay, hi. Yeah, sure, I'll be taking trades on my live account, dear team. So don't worry about that. We'll be talking everything in much more detailed manner. Now, since if you're new to the platform or to this, I'll be taking trades on my trading account. We'll be trying to take trades on the using some sort of different trading strategy. The strategy this time we'll be using it is just quite unique one. And if you are a starter status client or advanced status or expert status client, I'll be telling you how to use this trading strategy for, especially for the starter status clients who do not have access to the strategy options. The strategy will not be available for you, but we'll be crafting this trading strategy using different set of indicators and oscillators. I'll be writing everything in my screen, and at the same time I'll be reading your comments as well. So let me know if you have any doubt particularly regarding anything at all with respect to trading on Olymp Trade. I was very happy in last week since the consumer price index was released, and it gives us a very good amount of profitability. We were able to make a very good amount of profit in the last week, which probably you have seen in the live webinar itself. For today, we have a couple of good news, and we'll be talking about financial market much more in details, and then we'll be switching down to the live trading part. Okay, I'm reading your comments. I'm very sorry for your losses, team. I'm, in trading in financial market is something you need to have a certain skills. I certainly believe you have to spend a little time whenever whichever trading strategy you are taking trades in. You have to understand trading strategy. Try to change your time duration and do not be persistent on that. I also have seen some of the clients are following martingale approach. Martingale approach works effectively well, but the thing with martingale approach, you have to know when to stop, because I have seen certain incidents where it basically depends upon the amount of balance which has been present in your live account. So if you keep on doubling your amount, so every time the risk factor will be very high. Try to start with the smaller amount first. You need to understand how financial market works. I basically go ahead with WWH theory, which means first of all you need to understand first W, which means what is trading. Second W stand for why we are doing it. You know the purpose, which I believe in. And third, the most important question is H. How we gonna do it? This is where everything lies in. first W and last H is very important to make money in the financial market. What is trading and how we gonna do it? Now, as a financial analyst, it's my job to help you out understand financial market in much more detail and simplified manner. At the same time, you need to understand every concept associated with it. I was actually taking trades on my live account as well as my Forex account. Some of the trades, unfortunately, were non-profitable for me in Forex. But like when you are very consistent and try to understand market, I believe you will be able to get a very good amount of profit in Forex as well. The beauty of FTT and Forex is when you try to take trades with FTT, make sure you are taking trades with 1 to 5% of your initial live account balance, not more than that. And when you try to take trade with the higher volumes, I would considerably suggest you to go ahead with Forex, because the beauty of Forex is you can close your trade any time if you want to. There is no specific obligation for keeping your trade, because I'll show you an example here. So I was just taking a trade on gold, which I found out here, and I'll also tell you why the gold has been falling down. Now there is a very high probability for gold to recover from this price level, considering the price of USD will crumble down in the upcoming time. So the price of basic dollar index has been keep on increasing, which ultimately has driven the gold into the bearish sentiments. So even in this specific situation, I'm having a non-profitability of around 42%, but still I'm very sure about there is a high probability for market. There is a likelihood chances for if in the upcoming couple of days or in a complete week maybe, if the price of dollar is been if keep on decreasing, it will be strengthening gold in much more better way, and gold will be recovering from this level. So I was reading an article, so there was a probability that we can also predict that if the gold is keep on if the price of dollar has been keep on increasing, that means I'm talking about the basic dollar index price here. If the price of basic dollar index has been keep on increasing, now it is an index, that means it basically comprises of 6 different currency pairs team, and the detail about this has been basically written in here. You can say the highest priority has been given to Euro USD, then in the descending order it has been given to USD JPY, GBP USD, AUD USD. These are all the different assets available from which it has been comprises of. Now if the basic dollar index price has been keep on increasing, you can see an inverse relation with gold. Whenever the price of dollar increases, it affects gold inversely, and that's why the gold has been pushing itself into the bearish sentiments right now. In upcoming time, we will be seeing a very good opportunity in these two assets, and based on these correlation, we can build a very good profitable trade here. Let's move ahead now. So for today, I will be talking about some good financial market news. So probably guys, you probably are aware about the price of Bitcoin has been fallen down considerably to a good margin. All the cryptocurrency, there was a major sell-off happened yesterday. Majority of the currencies crumbled down. The Bitcoin fall down by more than 7.5%. There was some asset which were fall down more than 15% as well. So this is all because of the news that they heard. Elon Musk sold his existing investment, all his Tesla existing investment in Dogecoin, and this which created a basically chain for continuous sell-off. Now since we know that the Bitcoin carries a lot of weightage in itself, it carries a lot of weightage. The overall market capitalization, Bitcoin has the biggest share, and that's why you will see if the Bitcoin started falling down, all the cryptocurrencies started crumbling down. This is one of the moments. Now there is a probability that Bitcoin market can recover, but it also depend upon the strength of USD marginally, because whenever asset crumbles down to by a high margin, that means there will be some sort of correction will be happening from this price level, and it did considerably rose, but there is a slim possibility that Bitcoin can again move itself into the bearish sentiment, then it will start rising. But we'll see about how the market reacts in the upcoming time. So keep a very closer look on all the cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin, because it's the driving factor for all the cryptocurrencies, if I must say. So dear team, That was a little market update from my end. And let me tell you, in the next week we will be having a GDP report which will be released by USD, and that would be a second quarter report. It's an amazing report, and all eyes will be on that specific report. We'll be looking after that as well. Till the time, let's talk about what we'll be learning for today. Now, for all the new clients who have recently joined this YouTube session, I wanted to tell you that this session you have to be very careful, because I am working here, it's moving more than 5 years for me. My name is Akash Malhotra, dear team, and I've been taking trades from a very long time. I have a considerable experience in this. So I want to inform you that the trading in financial market involves a high risk and may lead to partial or complete loss of invested funds. I also want to inform you that all the action performed by me on my trading account are based on my experience, and repeating these actions you act at your own discretion. So be very careful. I'll be showing you how to take trades using different trading strategy. This is my trading account. However, if you want to copy the trades, be very careful during that, because like I have an experience, I can recover my amount. But first of all, make sure whenever you're trying to take trade on any specific strategy of your choice, you spend a sufficient time frame. From my point of view, it's like, if you try to take trades in demo account or live accounts, 100 trade would be more than sufficient to know whether your accuracy level has been increasing or not. Now, if it has been increasing, that means you're on the good track. So we'll be using for today. Okay, let's jump to the strategy, the main part of our trading activity for today. So for today, we'll be learning about a very simple trading strategy, and probably amongst you have tried it many a times. So the name of the strategy for today is Confrontation strategy. We click on this A symbol here. This is technical analysis symbol. When we switch to this trading strategy part, and we'll scroll it down, and what we'll see is the Confrontation strategy. Now this trading strategy is effective in FTT and FX. If you'll see both of the symbol available, FTT and FX is available. Let me know how many of you guys are having access to this trading strategy. If you do not have access to this trading strategy, let me know about that. I will be guiding you how to craft this trading strategy manually as well. You click on the enable strategy option. As soon as you press on this enable strategy option, everything will be applied automatically. There is nothing that you will need to change in this trading strategy. There is a slim probability for a trade here. Let's try to take a trade on this one in FTT. Let's start with the smaller amount. Let's go ahead with $20. I hope we haven't lost the momentum yet. Yeah, we are probably late to open up the trade by a minute, but we are still taking the risk on this one. So always remember that whenever you're trying to take trades on any specific strategy of your choice, if I must say, make sure you always follow 1:2 or 1:3 rule. What does this mean? That means if I'm watching a graph for a complete minute, my expiration time should be double or triple of it. So suppose if I'm going to watch a market in 5 minutes duration, so there the expiration time should be a little higher than that. That means I'll be taking trades from like any time between 7 to 15 minutes duration. Make sure whenever you are trying to take trades on any specific strategy, you need to understand this. 1:2/3 formation is something that will look into the strategy in much more detailed manner. Our actual profitability basically depends on the same. These are some of the trades which I have taken for today. I had an accuracy of around 60%. Let's try to take few more trades for today, and we'll see how the financial market works. Usually exactly around from 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. according to the Indian standard time, markets being very volatile, because US market usually opens around 7, and around 6 the major economic news event are being released by US at that time. So yeah, the market seems to be very volatile during the time. However, we have a very stable currencies here, index specifically Asia composite, commodity composite, and Europe composite. Since these assets are comprising of more than, for Asia composite index, if you will see, it's been comprised of more than 300 assets altogether, considering USD JPYC and USD SGD, Nikkei 225, Hang Seng. These are all the index which are basically included in Asia Composite Index. Anyways, let's move ahead with the strategy, dear team. Okay, now in this trading strategy, if you'll see, we have 3 confirmations available. So the very first confirmation that you will see would be from the parabolic itself. If you will see these parabolic dots, if the dots formation above the candle, that means the downtrend continuation can happen. If the dot confirmation is below the candle, that means a bullish sentiments can happen. That means that the trend is about to go into the bullish sentiments. We had another confirmation which is from Bull's power and Bear's power. Now Bull's power is an oscillator which has been crafted by comparing EMA 13 and a bar formation, a visual representation is being shown here with respect to the bar formation. Now if you watch it very closely, we have a good reference line of 0 here. If the bar formation above the 0 line, that means it's a bull's trend. That means the candle, there is a very good moment for the market to be on the rising side. Exactly opposite of Bull's power, we have Bear's power. It's again on the same period, but here it shows downward trend, bearish sentiments of the market. And here, while taking the trade, we need 3 out of 3 signals to take a trade on this one. What I'll be doing, I love taking trades on higher time duration. That's why I have selected 5 minutes duration time, and the expiration time will be varied accordingly depending upon the strength of the economy. We probably could have a very good signal in here. If you look at this, dear team, watch it very closely now. At this specific events, the dot formation is pointing us into the upward direction. And at the same time, we have Bull's power. If you'll see, it started decreasing from the downward direction and pointing us in upward direction. That means the strength, the bullish strength has been increasing here. At the same time, if you watch it very closely, the Bear's power is decreasing. That means again, bullish trend is on the dominant side. And here we could have taken a trade on the first candle itself. 5 minutes duration graph, 7 or 8 minutes duration expiration time could have been worked way better in these circumstances. Let's move ahead. Let's try to take some live trades here. So dear team, let me know in which candles are you forming, are you seeing the signals, and we'll try to take a trade on. And do not stick to any specific asset of your choice. You try to change asset as many times as possible. We are highly depends upon the signal. We could have a very good opportunity here. First on second candles, we are probably late by again 10 minutes. First of all, what I'll do, I'll just watch the market for 5 minutes duration for the entire history of the assets which are available for us. And if we do not find any signal, then we'll switch to 1 minute duration graph time frame. Okay. So if you'll see, the dot formations are below this, that means it is an uptrend moment. However, the candles are red. If you watch it very closely, we do not have any confirmation yet so far. We are basically waiting from this line, for this line to form a bullish sentiments, and this one to reduce to 0 line. As soon as we get the signal, we'll try to take a trade on this one. Let's make a market as a star mark, and let's try to switch between the assets. Silver, okay. We do not have any signals yet so far. So while we are taking trades, we are waiting for this dot reversal to happen. At the beginning of the confirmation, okay, we could have a very good signal here. We are probably a little late, to just let me open my trade with some risk-free trades. I have some risk-free trades available. Okay, if you watch it very closely, dear team, on the second dot itself, this went absolutely to the very close to the 0 line. However, for the bear's power, it's been rising into the bearish sentiments, and that could have been a very good opportunity for a downtrend. Let's try to open some more trades here. We could have a very good opportunity. Let's watch it very closely. So it's pointing us in upward direction. This too is pointing us in upward direction. However, the strength have been on the decreasing side. So let me just increase my expiration time here. Upward direction trend. It's all up to you guys which time use trading time is your favorite one. You can write it down in here as well. And I will suggest you, like, if you are taking trades in 1 minute graph, in 1 minute duration, that would be way much riskier, because the shorter the time frame that you select, the lesser the time available for the asset to settle down. The more time you give for asset to settle down on that specific time duration to follow the trend, it will certainly follow the trend. But you have to know that you have to give time, some period of time, for asset to settle down, dear team. Let's just change some more assets in here. Okay, so the dot formation is pointing us in upward direction. However, the candle formation are the downward one, the red candle formation. So this is not a very good signal to take a trade on. The first candle could have been better, but I don't think so. It's a signal right now. So let's change the asset once again. At the same time, dear team, I'm reading your comments. Make sure if you have any doubt, specifically anything at all, just write down in the chat window itself. I would love to reply your questions. I would love to read your questions at the same time. Let me know, is this trading strategy seems difficult in terms of understanding? Okay, so here the bar is pointing us in upward direction. However, the strength of the bear's candle is still into the downward direction. So this is not a very good trend to take a trade on. Let's try to switch between assets once again. No signal in here. This could have been a very good signal. Okay, let's switch between the assets once again. We have a bearish trend formation. Okay, this one is slightly just below zero. Okay, so let's take a trade on this one. It's a very good signal indeed. On basic dollar index, there is no signal in here. What we are doing, team, here is we are trying to change asset every time whenever we are taking trades. When you try to switch between different assets, you get to know the benefit of using them. That means the signal strength is different for every asset. You have to understand, while changing assets, you are just looking out for the signal. There is no any specific favorite assets. Especially for me, I heavily rely on signals. So what our objective is to get at least 60% accuracy on the trade. That's all, dear team. If you have an accuracy of at least 60%, you can certainly make a profit, unless and until you are driven by the highest profitable margin. That means I have seen some of the clients made like 5 or 6 consecutive profitable trades, then switch to the highest possible amount that they can ever go with, and certainly the trade can be a non-profitable, which is very unfortunate, because it takes certain skills for each and every trader to make profit. So you have to understand how we have to be profitable on different margins. Let's look at the trades we are having right now. 2 of them seems profitable. Commodity composite index isn't showing us profitability at all. Okay, so we watched the graph for, okay, so we were already little late to open up the trade. Yep. Okay, so we'll be following martingale approach, team. Don't worry about that. We'll try to recover the entire non-profitable trades journey if that happens. So these ones are pointing us in upward direction. This one is pointing us in downward direction. The candle formation is into the downward direction. So no, it's not a very good trend. We have a slim probability here, but we do not have the confirmation from the bars, the dot itself. So let's skip this asset. We'll try to switch between assets once again. Commodity composite index not working that effectively well for us. Let's switch it. Okay, so Euro composite index is a very good indication. It was a very good trend. On Astro index, we do not have signal yet. On Euro AUD, no signal. GBP USD, it's pointing in downward direction. The bearish sentiments are also forming in here, but we do not have confirmation from the dot itself. Okay, so when we switch the graph to 1 minute duration, we can see a very good trend formation in here. Okay, let's switch it once again to higher duration. Okay, so downtrend formation is very good on this one. However, the dot confirmation, it will take a lot of time for the dot to confirm the signal. No signal in here. I think we have star mark silver, yeah, but we haven't really saw it. Okay, so no signal formation in here right now. So the dot formation is here, the candle formation is green, and overall what we can see, the strength, the bearish strength is been basically decreasing. Let's confirm it by watching it for a minute duration. On the second dot we got the signal. Okay, let's do it for 3 minutes duration. All right, let's wait for it once again for the double confirmation. Till the time, okay, so we probably have a signal in here. 1 minute duration, 3 minutes expiration time, and dear team, higher time, the higher the time duration that you select, the more accurate signals or the more accurate candle formation can be seen from this price. So it seems profitable as of now. Let's wait for the trend to happen. This is our trading history. Okay, let's wait for some more assets. I hope you are enjoying this session as much I am doing it right now. Let me know if you have any questions regarding anything at all, dear team. So at the same time, dear team, let me know if you have any questions. Particularly our Olymp Trade financial analyst team are there to help you out in trading. If you have any problem about anything at all, we have a special team dedicated for you to help you out. We have a 24/7 chat window available for all the clients. You can ask your question directly. They will be responsible and they will be able to help you out in much more detailed sense. My objective is to help you out in learning about trading, and I will try my best to help you out in understanding market. Make sure if you have any question, you type in your questions. Our representative will definitely get in touch with you. I would highly recommend you to go ahead on our email, which is support-hi@olymptrade.com. We have a 24/7 working team, and they will be able to help you out in much more detailed sense. Okay, so Nilesh ji said GBP USD, probably it might be a GBP USD. 3 minutes down. Okay, let's just look into it. We can take a trade, but the problem here in these circumstances is it's a green candle formation. Right now it's a red candle formation. Since you are asking me to take a trade for a minute duration, like 3 minutes duration, that means we have to watch the graph for a 1 minute duration. And if you watch it for 1 minute duration, we already lost the momentum here, because we usually need to catch the candle within first four instances. Okay, so let's try it once again. Okay, so I love taking trades on higher time duration since it's more accurate for me. I have been taking trades from a very long time and they have been very accurate majority of the time. So make sure whichever time suits comfortable for you, you are taking trades on that. It basically depends upon the signal, dear team. Okay, so the market started recovering very soon. 5 minutes duration, yeah, 8 or 9 minutes duration expiration time could have been much more better, but just let's look for it. Market needs to settle itself down and it will be doing that, but exactly it is around 7, right? So market volatility would be a little on the higher side. So let me just change asset once again. Okay, so what you are saying is gap down. So since the US market started opening up, you will be able to take trades after 5 minutes when the market opens. So these assets although are there, but we will not be able to take a trade on them, just because like the 5 minutes margin which has been there in the existing situations. Okay, so we have a question from Mr. Farhan. Sir, where is the best withdrawal method? It depends upon your choice, sir. I basically love taking withdrawals. As of now, I'm taking withdrawals on using USDT. It's much more faster. Usually the amounts get credited within 24 hours, but like the best, if I'll remember the last withdrawal, it was credited within last 5 minutes or 6 minutes. So it again depends, but yeah, the withdrawals are much more faster in BTC. Like this is what I basically do. Okay, so we'll try to again switch between assets. Let's see how our trades are performing. We haven't seen them yet, right? So this went negative. Asia Composite Index seems to be profitable. So okay, let's look at very closely for Euro Composite Index. This was one of the good signals. It's an amazing signal, right? So the higher the time you spend with any specific strategy of your choice, the better the chances are there for you to understand it, spend a little time with the strategy, try to know the strategy, and try to take trades on it accordingly. First of all, you all have been gifted with the demo account. We all have been gifted with the demo account. We'll try to first of all practice our each and every trade. We'll try to stick on to the one trading strategy. At least go ahead with like 100 trades. And once you are taking trades with it, be very comfortable with it. Try to understand on what specific time frame that you are taking trades on. And then if you have 3 consecutive non-profitable trades, this is what I basically do. If you have 3 back-to-back non-profitable trades, take a break. Take a break. Try to understand what went in the wrong. Probably the market can be volatile at that specific period of time. So change it, dear. Okay, you have to change asset at regular interval of time. At the same time, you need to understand how the market can be there. Okay, so once again, let's try to switch between assets. We do not have any signals here yet. No signal in here. This could have been a very good signal. Okay, and there is one more important thing which I actually forgot to tell you, dear team. Now, there's a trick that I want you to understand. I believe some of you clients or majority of the clients, you know how to check economic calendar. Now, every week on Wednesday, specifically on economic calendar, we have crude oil inventories data release. This data has been specifically released by US on every Wednesday, exactly around 8. Sometimes it happens around 8:30 as well. I'm talking about the Indian Standard Time. Now here, what happens? US releases their inventories. And what we have observed so far, every time it releases crude oil inventory, it usually happens on every Wednesday. Right? So let me just select the time margin in here. If you do not know anything about the economic calendar, please let me know. We'll be having an immediate session on this one. Okay, so let's just apply some filters in here. We are just prioritizing our information in here. So let's do it. On every Wednesday, as I told you, the data has been released by US specifically. Okay, so we are looking at Thursday. Let's look at the 16th of August. Watch it very closely. Here, the crude oil inventories, what you will see, the US stock basically has oil reserves in there. So here, the data seems to be green. That means they have a better stock reserves available for them. And what we have seen, this basically impact exactly Brent. So Brent varies exactly according to the crude oil inventories. So we all know that the financial markets are highly depends upon the different market situation. Okay, so probably I think we probably need to refresh our graph. Just give me a moment, team. Let me just open it once again. I think our screen has been stuck here. Just a second. Sorry for the inconveniencing. Probably some glitch has happened. Probably. Okay, everything is back to normal now. All right. So I was telling you about the economic and the crude oil inventories which we are able to see. Okay, is it visible? Okay, let me try to shuffle between the datas and refresh it once again. Yeah, it's visible now. We were talking about the crude oil inventories. Now what happens? It basically impact Brent at much more larger scale. Every time whenever this data releases on every Wednesday, be very careful while taking trades on Brent. Now when this data usually releases, I'll show you on the graph itself. Let me just go to the data itself, and here you will see all the data turns out to be green. That means here the actual value is far better than the forecast value. Now whenever this happens, the value of Brent varies exactly accordingly to this data. If you look at Brent, this data seemingly released exactly around 8, right? 16th of August. Let's look at 16th of August. So there is a very rapid growth in Brent. That's amazing. Okay, so let's select the graph for 30 minutes duration and go ahead on that. On 16th you will see exactly around 8. Okay, so somewhere here. Okay, yeah, here is the time when the data was released. Team, can you see this, the date below just the candle formation? 16/8/2023, 7:30, and here is the 8 p.m. candles. When the data get released, since they have ample amount of stocks reserves, and that's why the price of Brent started plumbing down. It started decreasing afterwards. Now this is the exact opposite event happened a week before that. That means if you look at on 9th of August, specifically on Wednesday itself, you will see the Brent crude oil inventories were red. And this again, since we have seen that it majority of the time impacts the market in exactly in opposite manner. This data was red, and here the price of Brent reacted again opposite of that data. I'll show you just here. What was the date? Let's look at the date. It was on 9th of August and exactly around 20. Okay, so somewhere here. Okay, once the data got released, we can see a little jump in the price of Brent. This is the jump. This was the time on which the data was released. Exactly around 20. Yeah, after the data was released, we can see the market started increasing for Brent. It increased around 1.25% margin. So if you could have used 50 multiply, you could have easily made around 150% profit using 50 multiplier, or I guess 75 to 80% profit on the moderate set of multiply, and easily can be reached this price level. So make sure you analyze the data, because these data are highly important and they do drive the market. Make sure on fundamental analysis part you get to know about this, how to know fundamental analysis, how fundamental analysis works. We can have an elaborate discussion. Let me know in the chat window if you need to know about that. We will have an elaborative discussion on that. So for today, this is the trading strategy. This trading strategy helps a lot of clients, and I hope this helps out to you as well. Once again, I would request you to first of all practice on this strategy. Get to know how this trading strategy works. We have a very good signal in here. Let's go ahead. A little downtrend in here. If the price of gold is been decreasing, that means it must be exactly working opposite in USD. Let's look at the price of USD JPY as of now. Yep, the uptrend is about to happen in here. It's pointing us in upward direction. This is also pointing us in upward direction. Let's go ahead with 11 minutes by reducing the amount by a small fraction. As I told you guys, these are having a negative correlation with each other. Whenever the market volatility happens to be here at this time, it exactly works in opposite manner. Let's look at the last trade we have taken. I haven't seen it. Okay, so this was profitable as well for Euro Composite Index. Gold seems to be negative for us. Whenever candles happens to be on the sudden consecutive 3 or 4 green candles or red candles, there will be some price correction happening in here. So that's absolutely normal. In these situations, I would suggest you to go ahead with little higher time duration. That would be an effective way to make profit on trades like this. Sometimes we can see some sort of signals, but the signals aren't that good enough. We see an excellent signal, but the strategy is not working effectively well. This is just because of the existing market condition. In this trading strategy basically help us to, based on the previous price corrections, how the market will react in the upcoming time. This is what we need to predict. This is why the strategies are there. But not every trading strategy can be 100% accurate. As I told you, we need at least 60% accuracy when we are taking trades. If we have at least 60% accuracy, that means we are on the good side. We can make a good profitable trade on that. Okay, let's try to switch between assets once again. I really want to see a very good signals. Okay, so here we have a slim probability. Let's switch it for 1 minute duration. 1 2 3. Yeah, this was pointing us in upward direction, this was decreasing. This could have been a very good signal in here. Let's watch it for 5 minutes duration. The dot formation, it will take a lot of time for the dot to confirm. Since it is confirming for a minute duration, let's go ahead with 4 minutes. A dot confirmation would have helped us out in much more detail way. No signal in here. Okay, so dear team, please let me know in which assets are you seeing the signals. If that happens, please let me know about that. Okay, so no signal in here. Second dot is pointing us in downward direction. Let's take a trade on this one. Okay, let's do it. These are all the signals that we are finding out in the strategy that we are using as of now. Increasing expiration times works effectively well majority of the time, but we also need to be very careful, since the US market is already open, so some sort of volatility will be still present. Okay, let's open up the trade here. On the second dot we had the green formation. This is also pointing us in upward direction. The strength is basically reducing in here. We'll see about this, how the market reacts on this. We still have some time available for us. Okay, Bitcoin is very close right now. It will take probably couple of minutes of time. So out of 5 trades, 3 trades seems to be profitable and couple of trades are on the non-profitable side. We still have some expiration time left. Okay, let's switch it. Gold basically reverse itself. All right, after 3 consecutive candles, that means one of the major impactful news could have been released, because this sudden volatility basically shows us that the market has been highly volatile if there is a consecutive formation. Okay, so if you'll see it in this situation, this is called as bullish engulfing. So whatever progress this there in the last 2 candles has made, this basically candle engulf all the process which has been there. So we call this as a bullish engulfing, since it is a bullish candles and it engulfs the previous candles, and we call it as bullish engulfing part. We cannot be very sure in this moment right now because the candles are doji right now, so it's very difficult to predict price movement. Let's keep the asset. Okay, so I hope, dear team, you enjoyed today's webinar as much as I did. I really want to see each and every one of you make a very good amount of profit in financial market, but we always remember that we always tend to risk and reward. R to R ratio, risk to reward ratio is very important. I thoroughly enjoyed today's webinar and I hope you did it as well. Let me know how many of you want me to take a special webinar on fundamental analysis where I'll be talking about different economic indicators. These are the leading economic indicators. There is a very good difference between the lagging indicator and leading indicator. So leading indicator all basically comes under fundamental analysis. We'll be talking about them in the next session. It was lovely meeting you all once again. Thank you very much for being with me, and I wish you a very happy weekend, and I wish you a good luck in trading, dear team.